We've been writing books and processes, endless processes. There are more coming. endless processes. And all of them are designed to help you to improve your vibrational alignment with Source. That's what all of them are. All of them are designed to help you lower resistance and improve alignment or allowing. And even as the author of all of those processes, we want to say to you that if we were standing in your physical shoes, we would make a new commitment to ourselves to pay attention to how we feel when we wake up and do our best to sustain it just for a little while and watch the power of that momentum. For most, it has to get bad enough that you can't stand it, and then you finally let go of it. But we don't think it should have to be that traumatic. We think that you ought to be able to feel the difference between complimenting someone and criticizing someone. We think you ought to be able to feel that difference. And when you're doing one or the other, make a choice. Oh, this is my preference. I'm going to do more of this and less of this. We think you ought to be able to feel the difference between anticipating something that you don't know how it's going to come, but feeling eager about it and worrying about it. We think you ought to be able to feel the difference between worry and anticipation, and we think you have the resources to guide it that way. But we don't think you get on it early enough in your game. Right. We think you blunder into your day, you let stuff happen to you, you observe it, it sets the tone, the momentum's in motion, and then you say, this is too hard. And we say, we know it is hard if you let the momentum get going. That car's going to mow right over you. It's so hard, it's impossible to stop that kind of momentum. And so that's what we mean when we say get out ahead of it. So when you put yourself in your bed at night, acknowledge that this day is pretty much done and tomorrow's going to be a fresh day. And just make the suggestion to yourself that you're going to start this day on a good footing. Just say that softly to yourself, not making big promises and not talking about what you're not going to do or what you are going to do. But tomorrow is going to be a really good energy day. I'm going to wake up aware, and it's going to be neutral energy, and I'm going to get myself into a good feeling place early. And then just bask yourself to sleep. Appreciate someone or something. Appreciate something that is easy to appreciate and go to sleep. And when you awaken, lie there for a moment and say, now what was it I was thinking about before I went to bed? Oh yeah, this is a good day. This is a new day. I'm in a neutral zone. I'm in a non-momentum moment right now. If you wake up late, the momentum's already started. You're already late. If you wake up to someone arguing in the other room, the momentum's already started. If you wake up and go immediately to worrying about what you were worrying about yesterday, the momentum has already started. So make the decision that you're going to get out ahead of it. So you might find yourself after 2 or 3 nights and mornings, you might find yourself setting some intentions for yourself. When I wake in the morning, the first thing I'm going to do is drink something really delicious and sit and bask for a little while. And I think my favorite place to do that would be there. Yeah. I think in the morning when I wake up, I'm going to drink something lovely and I'm going to refresh myself and I'm going to sit and bask for just a little while right there. Now, you've already started momentum. Now, some of you are saying, oh yeah, well, like good chance I'm going to have for doing that because when I wake up in the morning, all hell always breaks loose in my life. And we say, all right, so you've already crashed up against some momentum. So you have to take a different tact. So you have to go even more general than that. So you have to start saying to yourself, well, I think I could carve out a place somewhere in my day where I could do something like that, and I'm going to look for more opportunity to do that. In other words, you just have to keep finding more pleasant thoughts and fewer unpleasant thoughts until you convince yourself that you are capable of controlling the direction of the way your day is going to go. And it won't take very much before you start showing yourself that if you give yourself a chance of being in a neutral place where there's no momentum, in other words, you're not doing that thing you do that's taking you off in the direction that you don't want to be and getting defensive right away. If you can just give yourself a few days of this experience of this neutral zone, you'll discover that neutral means the cork will float. That neutral means you'll let go of the cork and the cork will float into the higher frequency. In other words, you don't have to paddle your way up into the higher frequencies. You just have to stop holding yourself down in the lower frequencies. And so it is so much simpler than any of you have been giving yourself. How many of you are enjoying getting out and running every day? or any day, some days. How many of you like to take a good run? And have you noticed that when you do it, that there is a momentum in the way you feel? Runners call it getting into a zone. They can't even really explain what it is. But they've started in a neutral place, and the movement itself is distracting them enough from enough other things that it gives them a clear place for their energy, and it allows their energy to raise, you see. And so that's what we're suggesting, is that you get out ahead of it.